Previously on the rise of Tesla.
And frankly, we're going to be in production hell. Welcome. Welcome to production hell. And as the saying goes, if you're going through hell, keep going.
So while Tesla found itself in production hell, South Australia found itself in the dark ages.
Good evening. South Australia has been battered by storms and plunged into darkness.
An energy fix within 100 days or it's free. That's the bold proposal from a billionaire tech entrepreneur who says he can build a massive battery farm to solve South Australia's ongoing energy crisis.
While Elon's clean energy solution was making headlines, the future Australian Prime Minister mocked the idea.
By all means, have the world's biggest battery, have the world's biggest banana, have the world's biggest prawn, like we have on the roadside along the highways around the country. But that's not solving the problem.
And as time went on, the battle got heated.
The Treasurer has the call.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is coal. Don't be afraid. Don't be
Treasurer,
scared.
The Treasurer knows the rule on crops.
It's coal. It was dug up. Mr. Speaker, those opposite have an ideological, pathological fear of coal. There's no word for coalophobia officially, Mr. Speaker, but that's the malady that afflicts those opposite. But it's that malady, Mr.
And yet, Tesla won the bid to build the world's largest battery and help solve South Australia's power problems within 100 days, or it'll be free.
We're announcing the world's largest lithium-ion battery. It will be a partnership between Tesla and also Neoen. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure now to introduce you to the Chief Executive Officer of Tesla, Elon Musk. Thank you.
Because this is going to be the largest battery installation in the world by a significant margin. This is a 100 megawatt battery installation. The next biggest battery system in the world is 30 megawatts. So we're talking about something that is more than 3 times as powerful as the next biggest battery installation in the world. And we actually insisted in doing the contract that we be held to the 100 days or it's free. Because that's what we said publicly. That's what we're going to do. I'd also like to thank Mike Cannon-Brookes for talking smack with me on Twitter and kind of getting that. I think he deserves some credit there as well. Sure.
How much will it cost you if you don't live up to that commitment? If you go 101, 102 days, what's it going to cost you?
A very large sum of money. I don't know, probably $50 million or more, I don't know, a lot.
So as Tesla gets to work on South Australia's big battery, all eyes turn to Model 3 production. Tesla was targeting a production rate of 5,000 Model 3s per week by the end of 2017. So are they on track despite Elon stating that they were in production hell? In July, Tesla handed over 30 Model 3s during a handover event. In August, Tesla delivered just 75 more vehicles. In September, 117. And in October, just 145.
Anticipated Tesla 3 is going to be late, and we mean really late, and that's just the beginning of the bad news for the Bay Area-based company.
Yes, Tesla reported a massive loss.
CEO Elon Musk promised 1,500 in the third quarter, but only 220 were produced. Blame it on the battery. Because of delays at its facility in Nevada, Tesla said it now expects to make 20,000 Model 3s per month by the end of March. Musk originally promised that number by December. In its earnings report, Tesla showed a $619 million loss, mostly due to heavy spending on Model 3 production.
What happened? Elon said they were going to be in production hell, bringing the Model 3 to market. But now, as many suspected, they're not going to make it.
Yeah, it sounds like hell is ongoing. We know that Elon was camping at the Gigafactory, and in the letter to shareholders released today, it sounds like they're having a lot of problems at the Gigafactory. So it seems like they're still playing whack-a-mole, figuring out what these production problems are. There's a delay of at least a quarter to when they'll start hitting their production target.
So what exactly is causing the production constraints?
The primary production constraint is in battery module assembly. There are 4 zones to module manufacturing. The zones 3 and 4 are in good shape. Zones 1 and 2 are not. Zone 2 in particular, we had a subcontractor, a systems integration subcontractor that unfortunately really dropped the ball, and we did not realize the degree to which the ball was dropped until quite recently. We had to rewrite all of the software from scratch and redo many of the mechanical and electrical elements of Zone 2 of module production. We've managed to rewrite what was about 20 to 30 man-years of software in 4 weeks. But there's still a long way to go. So this has now been tackled by Tesla's internal automation group in the U.S. and Tesla Automation U.S. and Tesla Grohmann from Germany. We have a large team from Tesla Grohmann also working the issue and making very rapid progress. And like I said, I am personally on that line in that machine, trying to solve problems personally where I can. And JB's basically spending his life at the Gigafactory.
As production hell deepens, the media goes wild with one negative article after another. Tesla short sellers and skeptics come out of the woodwork and amplify their misinformation agendas.
But it's still a sell here as far as you're concerned.
Oh, we're still short, yeah.
And do you have a price target in mind?
Well, we think the equity's worthless, so how's zero?
Zero. That's a pretty aggressive one.
No, we think the equity's not worth anything.
While former GM executive Bob Lutz makes his case that Tesla is headed for bankruptcy. And while things were darkest for Tesla, they didn't waver and even rerouted much needed staff and batteries to power a children's hospital in Puerto Rico that was hit by a massive hurricane. And while some thought that this was just a PR move, at the end of the day, they still helped people out that were in desperate need when they could have easily just solely focused on Model 3 production. Following a company performance review in which Tesla let go some 700 staff, the media played it out that big bad Elon Musk was firing people left, right and center. This really got under his skin.
You know, one thing I want to mention, that there are a lot of articles about Tesla firing employees and layoffs and all that stuff. These are really ridiculous. And like any journalist who've written articles to this effect should be ashamed of themselves for lacking journalistic integrity. Every company in the world does annual performance reviews. In our annual performance review, despite Tesla having an extremely high standard, and a standard far higher than other car companies, which we need to have in order to survive against much larger car companies. That is why our standards are high. They're not high because we believe in being mean to people. They're high because if they're not high, we will die. Despite that, in our annual performance reviews, only 2% of people didn't make the grade. So this is about 700 people out of 33,000. This is a very low percentage. GE, I don't know if they still do, but they certainly for a long time had a policy of firing 10% of their employees' performance every year, no matter what. If you were to stack Tesla's performance-related releases compared to other companies, the number would be low. So the only reason these articles had any play whatsoever is because journalists and editors with low integrity failed to provide any context for where this stood. Because the actual article would have read, Tesla fires 2% of its employee base for performance-based reasons, a remarkably low number compared to other companies. But of course that would be a meaningless article, so they forget to include that. Shame.
Finally, some good news emerges that Tesla's big battery in South Australia, officially known as the Hornsdale Power Reserve, has been turned on and balancing the state's power supply. The timing couldn't have been better, as 3 weeks later, the coal-fired Loy Yang power plant tripped and went offline, and instead of sending South Australia back into the dark ages, the Tesla battery delivered 100 megawatts into the national electricity grid in 140 milliseconds and saved the day.
The naysayers said it was a waste of money, but this big battery is already playing a key role in stabilising the grid. And it's doing so with a speed, precision and agility that's never been seen before. Conventional generators can't match the way the battery makes small adjustments to power supply to keep the grid at the right frequency. This is the market operator's instruction. This is the response of a conventional power station. The battery is far swifter and more accurate, while undercutting the price big power generators charge for these frequency control services.
We've been quite pleasantly surprised and would encourage more of this technology into the grid.
It's coming.
And while that was a huge success, Tesla was now ready to blow everybody's mind.
Are you prepared to have your mind blown? Because that's what Elon Musk says will happen tonight when we see the electric semi that Tesla has been working on for some time.
And remember what Elon mentioned earlier?
I just really recommend showing up for the semi-truck unveiling. Maybe there's a little more than we're saying here. So maybe.
All right, welcome to the Tesla semi-truck event. I hope you like what you see. I'm going to tell you about everything that this truck can do. It blows my mind. I think it'll blow yours. Starting with performance. Let's show what the truck, what it's like to be in a Tesla truck. This is real time. Okay. Now, one of the biggest questions we've been asked about electric trucks is, well, how far can they go? Because, well, let's find out. So, 500-mile range. Now, how do we achieve this? One of the ways we do this is we design the Tesla truck to be like a bullet. So whereas a normal diesel truck is designed more like a barn wall, this is a bullet. So that's the Tesla Semi. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. All right, guys, take it away. Thank you.
Under plaid.
So it turns out there was some cargo in the truck. There's some cargo in the truck. We thought we'd bring it out. The new Tesla Roadster will be the fastest production car ever made, period. I wouldn't say what the actual top speed is, but it's above 250 miles an hour. The range, this is going to have a 200 kilowatt hour battery pack. So these numbers sound nutty, but they're real. 620 mile range, that's a 1,000 kilometer range. This will be the first time an electric vehicle breaks 1,000 kilometers. A production electric vehicle will travel more than 1,000 kilometers in a single charge at highway speed. The point of doing this is to just give the hardcore smackdown to gasoline cars. Driving a gasoline sports car is going to feel like a steam engine with a side of quiche.
And the Elon Musk fans and Tesla fans in attendance last night, they loved it. We'll see if the trucking industry is impressed by what it saw last night. Pepsi joins a growing list of corporations who have said, at a minimum, yeah, we'll take an interest in these trucks. We'll see what they're all about. You see Cisco listed there, as well as DHL, Walmart, Loblaws, a few other companies as well.
While the event was a success for Tesla, the short sellers immediately ripped into Elon Musk.
Gabe, do you think the launch of the truck could make it harder for the bears here going forward?
No, I think it's just another money-wasting Elon Musk pipe dream project.
Meanwhile, Elon didn't waste time in firing back as the war of words escalated.
Gabe, by the way, I don't know if you saw this, but Elon Musk said Tesla's short sellers are jerks who want us to die. You want to comment on that too?
Well, it's nothing personal. You know, it's a financial investment. Stocks are supposed to be something financial, which means you look at the balance sheet. In Tesla's case, it's a disaster. Over $20 billion in liabilities, debt from convertible debt to straight debt to hawking almost all their property, plant, and equipment and credit lines. It's financial, it's not personal.
And as the year drew to a close, Tesla increased Model 3 deliveries in November to 345 and followed that up with 1,060 deliveries in December, showing that progress was being made, but Tesla was still a long way off from their production target of 5,000 Model 3s per week. However, Tesla did deliver 103,000 vehicles for the year, up 35% from the previous year. Model S and X sales were strong, which led to Tesla's revenue growing to a record $11.8 billion, up from $7 billion the year prior. And while revenue was strong in 2017, Tesla did make a $1.9 billion loss for the year and ended with $3.3 billion in cash on hand. Tesla stock hit an all-time high and stayed above the $300 mark even with production delays. So what a year! Elon promised to fix South Australia's energy problems and did so in under 100 days by building the world's largest battery. On top of that, Tesla unveiled a semi and surprised us all with the new Roadster, but the biggest news by far was that Model 3 production was delayed and Tesla was in production hell. And in the next episode, Tesla and Elon Musk are stretched to breaking point as they employ every resource at their disposal to ramp up Model 3 production as critics and haters sow doubt and uncertainty throughout the media. So let me know in the comments, what events from this timeline resonate with you? If you enjoyed the episode and want to help the channel, please consider supporting on Patreon so I can keep on making more videos for you guys. And remember, all content is for educational and entertainment purposes and not financial advice. So till next time, I'll catch you guys soon.